You studied. You got the grades. You got the degree. You got the job. You moved out. You started adulting. You followed every single rule they gave you. And somehow, at the end of every month, you're still looking at your bank account wondering where it all went. Still stressed, still behind, still feeling like you're failing at something everyone else seems to have figured out. You didn't fail. The rules failed you. And in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly why, and what the rules actually are now. Here's what you were told. Go to school. The better the school, the better. Get a degree, because a degree equals a good job. Get that job. Stay there, work hard, be loyal, and you'll be rewarded. Save 10% of your paycheck. Buy a house eventually. Retire at 65. That was the plan. That was the complete financial roadmap handed to an entire generation. The problem isn't that you didn't follow it. Most of you did or tried to. The problem is that roadmap was written in a completely different economy, for a world where tuition cost a fraction of what it does now, where company loyalty was rewarded, where a savings account actually earned interest, and where housing was something a starting salary could actually reach. That world is gone, and nobody updated the rule book. Old Rule 1. A degree guarantees a good job and a good salary. This was true for decades. In 1980, a college degree was relatively affordable and relatively rare, which made it valuable. Today, it costs an average of $35,000 a year at a private university, $10,000 a year at a public one, and the jobs it leads to often start at salaries that make the debt almost impossible to service. The degree didn't lose all its value, but the cost-to-value ratio collapsed, and the generation that's living inside that collapse was told to take out the loans anyway because that's what you do. Nobody told you to question it. Nobody ran the numbers with you before you signed. The new rule, a degree is one path, not the only path, and only worth the debt if the income it produces justifies what you borrowed. Skills, certifications, and demonstrated results now compete directly with credentials in most industries. The smartest people entering the workforce today are asking, what does this cost and what does this pay before they commit, not after. Old Rule 2, save 10% of your paycheck and you'll be fine. This advice made sense when savings accounts paid 5% interest and inflation was stable at 2%. Your money sat in the bank, earned a meaningful return, and grew while you worked. Today, a standard savings account pays 0.01% interest. Inflation has averaged well above 2% for years, which means money sitting in a savings account is not growing, it's shrinking in real terms. Every year you save without investing, you are quietly losing purchasing power. The new rule, saving is the first step, not the destination. An emergency fund in a high-yield savings account, yes. Everything else needs to be invested. Index funds, Roth IRAs, 401ks, the tools exist and they're accessible to everyone. Saving without investing in 2026 is the financial equivalent of running in place. You feel like you're moving. You're not going anywhere. Old Rule 3, stay loyal to your employer, work hard, and you'll be rewarded with raises, promotions, and security. Your parents lived this. For many of them, it worked. Companies valued tenure. Pensions existed. You gave the company your career, and the company gave you stability in return. That contract is over. Pensions are almost extinct. The average company keeps an employee for less than 4 years. Layoffs happen in profitable companies now, not just struggling ones. And study after study shows that employees who switch jobs earn 10 to 20% more than employees who stay and wait for a raise. The new rule, loyalty to a company that isn't loyal back is just slow self-sabotage. Your career is a business and you are its owner. Invest in your skills constantly. Know your market value. Move when the opportunity justifies it. The biggest salary jumps available to you will almost never come from your current employer. They'll come from someone who wants to hire you away from them. So, what actually works now? 3 things. And they're simpler than you've been led to believe. First, invest consistently in low-cost index funds inside tax-advantaged accounts. Roth IRA, 401k, HSA, not trading, not crypto speculation, just buying the whole market every month and leaving it alone. This is boring. It's supposed to be boring. Boring is what makes you wealthy. Second, treat your income like a business problem, not a fixed number. Your salary is not a ceiling. It's a starting point. The fastest way to change your financial situation is to increase what comes in, not just cut what goes out. Learn the skill that's most valued in your industry. Build something on the side. Make yourself harder to replace and easier to recruit. Third, protect your time like it's your most valuable asset, because it is. Compound interest works on money. It also works on skills, relationships, and decisions. Every hour you invest in your financial education, your career development, or your health is compounding silently in the background. The people who build wealth in their 20s aren't smarter. They just started directing their time differently, earlier. I want to say something directly to the person watching this who feels behind. You are not behind because you made bad decisions. You are behind because you were handed a map that leads to a place that no longer exists and told to follow it without question. That's not a personal failure. That's a system failure. And the fact that you're watching a video like this, trying to understand, trying to learn, trying to find a better path, means you've already started rewriting the rules for yourself. You don't need to fix everything today. You need to do one thing. Open a Roth IRA if you don't have one. Move your savings to a high-yield account. Increase your 401k contribution by 1%. Ask for a raise. Learn one skill that makes you more valuable. Pick one. Do it today. Not because it fixes everything, but because the person who does one thing today becomes the person who does two things next month. That's how it starts. That's how it always starts. The old rules said work hard, stay loyal, save money, retire at 65. The new rules are invest early, build your income, own your career, and understand money well enough to make it work for you, not the other way around. Nobody is coming to update your rule book for you. That part is on you. But you're already doing it, right now, by watching this. And that already puts you ahead of most people your age who are still following a map that was drawn for someone else's life. Subscribe if this hit you somewhere real. Every week I put out one video that cuts through the noise and tells you exactly what's actually happening with money and what to do about it. And drop a comment telling me which old rule hurt you the most. I read every single one. See you next week.